morning, students. Today we step into grammar, and before we are going to step into grammar, just recall back previous lecture, what we did in previous in third unit. And the third unit we have completed third unit title, this is Stephen Hawking's. Then we come up with language skills, LSRW skills. We complete the grammar and just grammar part, tenses we need to complete today. And before we are going to start this tenses, and just we need to quick brainstorming our ideas. And previous means from your childhood onwards you have been engaged with grammar, and there is no newness to introduce these tenses. And what are the tenses and how the tenses plays pivotal role. And if you observe your textbook from 86 to 92 pages, engaged with grammar in third unit as well as remaining units. But the 86 to 92 we'll discuss grammar, it's about tenses. We'll go with gerund, and we'll go with the correction of sentences, and we'll go with the phrase and clause. So 4 topics altogether we have to discuss in this unit. But today we are running to discuss on tenses, and we don't need a huge discussion on tenses because already we know the subject, and we did so many exercises in your 10th class and your intermediate, and so we have been engaged with this topic. So today I'll give a lecture, and it's a little lecture about structure of the tenses. Then we will just you can keep in mind the structure rules. Then you can solve the exercises which they have given in the textbook. Okay, before we are going to start this, tenses, I'll ask you, what is the word tense? And we know this, tense means it's discussed on time. What the time we have, do you know we have 3 types of time? That's nothing but present tense, past tense, future tense. And just you can omit the tense, we have 3 times, present, past, future. But again, every time, every tense segregated as 4 parts. That's already you know. So, and before we are going to start this, and first we need to discuss on what is verb and how the verbs plays pivotal role to deal entire tenses. Alright. So, if you take already we know we have 3 types of tense, that is present, past, and future. Alright, so no need to give a detailed explanation about this, and again it could be 4, and it could be 4, and again it would be 4. Together we can merge it in 12. So altogether we have to learn 12 structures. What are 12 structures and how we can use those structures in a sentence? Let us see. And first we'll go with this. We have to know about verbs. Yeah, verbs we have verbs we have 2 types. Means we can call it as helping verbs. That's we can call it as modals also, helping verbs, and main verbs. You know, helping verbs we can call it as modals plus auxiliaries also. Main verbs divided as again 3 parts, and that's we can call it as present verb, past verbs, past participle, and next progressive. We can call it as V1, V2, V3, V4. V4 means it's nothing but V1 plus ing. Alright. So just you can quick look back. We have tenses. tenses divided as, segregated as 3 parts, and each part stands on 4 types, and altogether it would be 12 parts. Now we have an idea. So we have to know the 12 structures to make the sentences. For example, if you take simple present tense stands on, simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Means it likewise, if you take a present tense, we have 4 types of sentences we can repeat. So likewise, past tense and future tense. So anyway, we have to discuss on 4 types of structures. And before we are going to start this, and what are the verbs? If you take any sentence, any structure, definitely verb plays pivotal role. If you take any sentence, verb is a hardcore role. Verb plays hardcore role in your sentences. Means it's nothing but if you take any sentence or any paragraphs, we have different types of verbs. And if you have language sense, means a grammatical sense, we know this. Transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, auxiliary verbs, action verbs. Likewise we have. But roughly I am going to say verbs are divided as again 4 types. Means the V1 form, V2 form, V3 form and V4 form. And you don't know. For the time being you don't know, and maybe you never been to this V4 form, that is a progressive case. V1 plus ing we can call it as progressive form. So we find the 12 structures. Those 12 structure represents, and those 12 structures will take different types of verbs. This is okay. Then because if we start, for example, if we go with the simple present tense, and simple present tense structure, we'll go with subject plus V1 plus object or complement, and definitely you'll get it out. What V1, what V2, what V3. So means it's nothing but verb has different forms according to the tense stability. Alright, so the thing we have to keep in mind, we have 12 sentences, all the 12 tenses take different types of verbs in the structure. That would be clear with you. Then we'll go with the structures one by one. I do not give entire rules and regulations of simple present tense and past tense and continuous, because already they have given in the textbook. Before you are going to start your reading, just I am going to give the structures. They didn't give the structures, so I make you to understand the structure. Once you get with the structure, just you give a reading to your tenses. Then obviously there are 3 or 4 exercises you have to do in the textbook. The part will be finished. Okay. Okay, before we are going to start the structures, and we have to know why the structure plays pivotal role and how the structures means. For example, without the structure, we can't frame the sentences. How the sentences follow, we know the order. Why this order? Subject plus, verb plus, object or complement. This is an order. This is an order for sentence. We can know. We know the structure. Okay, for example, this is the sentence structure. But while we are converse with people, while we are speaking to others, we have some sort of struggles. For example, while we are going to discuss something, while we are going to speak something, we have to call back past events and present event, future events. For example, if you are going to tell a story to your children or your students. For example, you can start as a narrate the story. Definitely depends on past case. Sometimes it would be present case. While we talk about the story, definitely we narrate the story. Definitely we can talk about the past case, and we get the moral of the story. Definitely we talk about the present. Means it's nothing but any action you are going to narrate. Definitely you need tense cases. Means it's nothing but present tense, past tense and future tense. Means it's nothing but day-to-day life and daily conversation on anything you want to communicate, you want to express. Definitely all tense will be applicable. All tense will be used. It's not applicable as we have to use. That's mandatory. Okay. This is the order for sentence. This is not tense. We have, there is a, in close relation between sentence and tense. People will confuse. What is sentence? Okay. Sentence need an order. Sentence need a base. Means it's nothing but, for example, you want to do something. You need some requirement. Likewise, you want to do, you would like to make sentences. What is the major criteria to make sentence? You need words. For example, you have a words like, words, subject, words, nouns, you have pronouns, you have all parts of speech with you. Means everything with you. But you don't know the order. But everything, parts of speech, nouns, pronouns and everything which is in the parts of speech. But all 8 may not come together. Somehow they come together, but they should follow an order. An order is called a sentence. A sentence, how, for example, if we have a sentence, for example, I'm going to the market. She was going to the market. She is dancing. I'm teaching. All we have sentences. But how do you know whether the sentences are in present tense, past tense or future tense? According to the structure, we have to know these are the sentences are in past and these are the sentences are in present and these are the sentences are in future. Means it's nothing but sentence. Again, if you go with the tense, it will be divided, it will be run to the structure. Alright, so this is the sentence structure. This is the sentence structure. But this is subject plus, V1 plus, object or complement. This is the tense structure. So, this is the base for the subject plus, verb plus, object or complement. This is the sentence structure. Subject plus, V1 plus, object or complement. This is the tense structure. So, only the thing is verb will be changed. That's what we discussed a few minutes before. Means it's nothing but we don't know how many verbs we have in language and how the verbs plays pivotal role in language. We don't know all these rules. Again, the sentence will be confused. There are so much ambiguity in the sentences. So, just I make you very clear to know what are the sentences and what are the sentences. Okay, we have an idea now. We'll go with a quick link. It's about structures. What are the structures? And I told you a few minutes before. We have 3 tenses and each tense has 4 types and altogether it would be 12 structures. So 12 forms we need to find. Okay. Just we'll go with the present and past and future is very easy. Just we'll go with the simple rules and regulation. Okay. If you take a simple present tense, what is the use of simple present tense? Where we can use simple present tense? And what are the rules and regulation for simple present tense? Were given in the textbook very clear. Just I'll give the structures. By using those structures, you have to read the rules and understanding the structures, read the rules and complete the exercise. Okay. So it's nothing but here structures. We'll go with the first present tense. So first we'll go with the present tense. Simple present tense. This is one and this is present continuous tense. And next present perfect tense. Fourth one, present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. So altogether it would be 4. present tense divided as 4 types. For these 4 types, we need to find the structure for each. Thus, we can know subject plus V1 plus object or complement. That would be the simple present tense. And here the thing you have to keep in mind, the verb place. You have to, for example, if the third person singular in simple present tense, we add yes or es to the main verb. So V1 means it's not auxiliary verb, it's not helping verb, it's an action verb. So if it is third person singular in simple present tense, we add yes or es to the main verb. For example, if you take I go to the temple, I listen to the class, she is a teacher, you are my student. We can say likewise. For example, I am going to say, I go to temple, but we can't say he go to temple because subject plus V1 plus object or complement. But if the subject is third person singular, means instead of I, we can find he, she, it, we can add s or es to the main verb. This is, inbuilt application right from your childhood onwards. You have been strict to this rule. I do not insist a lot. Alright. So subject plus V1 plus object or complement. If it is third person singular, we add s or es to the main verb. That will be finished for structure of simple present tense. We'll go with the present continuous tense. Subject plus am, is, or plus V1 plus ing plus object or complement. So I said very clearly. So we have 2 types of verbs. We call it as action verbs and auxiliary verbs. So in simple present continuous tense, we can find subject, auxiliary verb, main verb and object or complement. That's I told you. V1 plus ing, we can call it as progressive form of the verb. So subject plus am or is or plus V1 plus ing or object or complement. We can say, I am teaching, she is running, she is cutting the vegetables, she is going to the market, she is going to the college. I don't want to give a detailed explanation because you don't know everything. And if you are not clear with these examples, just you can remember the structure. I don't want to insist you to understand the structure. Once you thorough with the structure, no need to go around the detail. Just you will go with the structure and you can find the rules and you can complete the task. We will go with the present perfect tense. Means for this we can call it as just completed actions. We can say as the present perfect tense. That would be, subject plus have or has plus V3 plus object or complement. Subject plus have or has plus V3 plus object or complement. Am, is, or, was, were, do, does, did, have, has, had, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, or, dare, need, use it to. We have 24 auxiliary verbs. We can call it as modals. So every helping verb or action verb follows definitely we take modals. We can call it as am, is, or little and have or has little. There is you don't get any sort of confusion. Then we'll go with the last structure. Present perfect continuous tense means when do we use this tense? Already the action has started in the past and still it's moving on while you're speaking. Means it's nothing but the action started in the past but still it's moving on while we speak. That's we can call it as past perfect continuous tense. I don't want to make you clumsy. Just you'll go with the rules. You don't know the structures. That's what I mentioned the structures. Ma'am is why ma'am is not giving the usage and why she straight away go with the structure. Means in the textbook they haven't given. That's what I mentioned many times. Okay, now we'll go with the past perfect continuous tense. The structure it would be subject plus have or has plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object or complement. Means it's nothing but Have or has plus. I have been teaching. She has been teaching. It has been raining. We can say something. So the thing you have to keep in mind, every time the present perfect continuous tense will talk about period of time and point of time. So whenever we have this combination, have been, has been plus V1 plus ing or object or complement follows since or for. Since we can say since January, since 1987, since 1947, or else we can say for 3 hours, for 4 days, for 1 year, we can say. Means it's nothing but period of time, point of time. The thing you have to keep in mind, the present perfect tense will talk about since and for. So, and these two talk about here. The first simple present tense we have to keep in mind. If third person singular, we have to use yes or es to the main verb. That is the rule in simple present tense. And present continuous tense structure follows as usual. Present perfect tense structure follows as usual. And present perfect continuous tense has been, have been, and have been and has been definitely follow a since and for. The since represents period of time and for represents the point of time. It would be confused when we can use since and where we can use for. That you have to understand, you have to know through the rules and regulations which they have given in the textbook, page number 84. Okay, then we'll go with the next one. That's, present tense is completed and you have to know what is present tense and where we can use simple present tense and where we can use continuous tense and where we can use past, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Likewise, you can go with that. And the next we'll go with the simple past. Simple past. The simple past likewise we have, but only 3 we have used in the simple past, and rarely we can use in simple present tense. I don't want merge with all rules and regulation. In simple present tense we have frequently used 2 cases in simple past. That would be simple past and past continuous tense. And the past perfect and past perfect continuous, in rare cases we can use. You don't bother about past perfect and past perfect continuous tense. But I'll give the structure. If it is necessary, you can apply or else you can leave it. It's not a problem. Yeah. Subject plus V2 plus object or complement. This is for simple past. Then we'll go with the past continuous tense. SPC. Subject plus, we will call it as, in simple present tense we can use am, is, or. That indicates present, but here we can use was or were, or plus V1 plus ing plus object or complement. This is for simple past. And the next we'll go with the past perfect. So subject plus had plus V3 plus object or complement. And the next we'll go with the past perfect continuous tense. Subject plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object or complement. You'll go with the rule and regulation. Just you can say the little changes we can move on. Instead of in simple present tense we used have, but here we can say had, and simple present tense we have used have or has, but in past tense you don't bother about subject case. If it is first person singular or first person plural, second person singular or second person plural, or third person singular or plural, the case will be changed. There is no frequent change in this. So subject plus had plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object or complement. So these are the structures for simple past. Just you can go through the structure and you can complete the exercise. Where we can use simple past, they have given in the textbook, and past continuous tense, they have given very simple examples. But the thing, they miss to give the structures. Thus I make you understand the past perfect. And these 2 cases, exceptional cases we can use, and no need to bother about these 2 cases. And it would be like, for if you are preparing for any competitive exams like CAT, MAT, GRE or TOEFL, for not GRE and TOEFL, if you want to give any sort of ambiguity in the sentences or tenses, then obviously they'll make the confusion. For confusion purpose we can use. For the time being, you can understand the structure and no need to go with the practice, the multiple practices. Alright, this would be the past, and the next we miss that would be future. Future tense you should not, we can call it as subjectless, will or shall plus, V1 plus, object or complement. This is only one rule in simple present tense. With this rule you can, and sometimes she'll be doing, it will be coming, means it's general English we can use, but according to the structure wise we should not go with the mixed and match. So in future case you have to keep in mind structure, subject plus will or shall plus V1 plus ing plus object or complement. We don't have again the future segregated as 4 parts, but very rare cases we can use remaining 3, but only we frequently and most of the time 95% we stick to the simple future and future continuous tense, future perfect tense. And one more thing, there is no future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect but we couldn't say future perfect continuous tense. It's an odd expression, but we don't use that case even. Okay, subject plus will or shall, then next we'll go with the future continuous. Subject plus will or shall plus, will or shall plus, or V plus, V1 plus, ing plus, object or complement. So this is the case we can. I'll be doing my homework by this time tomorrow. I'll be doing my homework. For example, if anyone is say, for example, I'm going to say in the simple present tense, I complete my homework. I was complete my homework yesterday, or I did my homework yesterday. For example, you're going to say, will you complete your homework by tomorrow? Yes, I will be completing my homework tomorrow. So it gives some sort of odd sense to listen. So this case we couldn't use. Alright. So the thing you have to keep in mind, we have discussed difference between sentence and tense, how the tense is divided as 12, and each structure we understand. And now I'm going to give a quick note on what you have to do in the textbook. If you take 84 to 92 page, they have given exercise on tense, they have given exercise on phrases, they have given exercises on conquered, that you can easily understand by understanding these rules. And next they have given is the correction of sentences, and they have given group pronouns, that is either, neither, one of you. These are the exercises they have given in the page number 84 to 92 page in the textbook. So I request you to understand the rules and regulation structures. You have to complete the tense exercise, and they have given rules and regulations. For example, you don't know the structure, you don't know what you have to do in your exercise. First, all your exercises, tense exercises, depends on the structures they can. And they have given where we can use and when we can use the simple present tense rules they have given, and right from childhood onwards you have been engaged with this, and no need to give with the frequent. Okay, tense you have to complete the tense exercise, you have to complete the phrases exercise, and conquered they have given, and the correction of sentences. Maybe altogether they have given 20 to 25 correction of sentences by using a little, grammatical sense, make you to solve this correction of sentences exercise, or else we can complete the exercise and we'll keep in the textbook, we'll catch you later. And either or, neither nor, one of them, most of them, they have given this, collective pronouns and where we can use. And most of your correction of sentences depends on this last particular. So just you can understand the rules and regulation in your textbook, and they have given in crystal clear manner. Make yourself to go with the keen and meticulous reading of your textbook, and you can complete all these exercises. So for the time being, we have completed the third unit entire grammar. If it is completed, then the textbook is completed, and the grammar part is completed, and the usage of LSRW skills completed, and I ask you to know importance of writing we have completed, and I have given some writing strategies. How do you make an essay, and how do you write an essay? And for example, if they have given any sort of barcodes or pie charts, and how do you comfort your writing by using data interpretation part, that's we have completed. And the left in third unit, it's about non-detail we have to speak, that's Virginia Woolf, and just I'm going to give a detailed note on resume writing in the next class. So I hope you understand all previous lectures, and just I insist you to do this. You complete all these tasks for the next class, and if we complete resume writing, the entire third unit will be completed. So I hope you understand the lecture and complete the exercise. See you in the next class. Thank you.